Alright, how you guys doing today? This is Miss Muscarella coming at you, and we're going to take a look at another example of improper integrals, but this one is going to involve our technology. So we're going to take a look and explain why the evaluation of this integral is incorrect using a graphing calculator to attempt to evaluate the integral. Determine whether it gives the correct answer. So this is one of those types of problems where technology can be good or bad depending on what you are using. So you always need to know how to do the problem without a calculator. So we've got this infinite discontinuity here because we've got infinity in the upper limit of our integration. So depending on what technology you're using, if you're using a graphing calculator, that is a computer algebra system, so a CAS, either TI-89 or maybe using a TI-Inspire CAS or any of the other CAS calculators out there, it'll give you an answer of 1. But if you're not using a CAS, you get an answer of 0, and that's an issue. But just kind of going over this piece real quickly, here's a way on the TI-84 to write infinity, because there is no infinity button on the TI-84. So to get around that, you can use scientific notation. So this really means 1 times 10 to the 99th power, which is some huge number, which is close enough to infinity for our purposes. Now to get to the E, that's right above the 7. So you actually have to hit the second button first and then the comma. So on the TI-84, it'll look like this. It'll say EE, and that's right above the comma and below the sign button. Now, if this were negative infinity, instead of it being 1 e to the 99, what you would do is just replace this piece right here. That'd be negative 1, and then again e to the 99th power, and that would give you negative infinity. So just a little bit of TI-84 talk there for you. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're trying to figure out what the answer to this integral is. Now, when we take a look at this, we've got that infinite discontinuity there. So of course we're going to use the limit process to evaluate this integral. Now when we do that, just be super careful that you don't forget this little negative sign right here because of the chain rule. So you're going to have to make sure you get that right. Now, taking your time, now as b goes to infinity, so you're going to have negative 1 over e to the infinity minus, and then negative 1 over e to the 0 when you do all your substituting in. Now, negative 1 over e to the infinity, what? That just goes to 0. And 0 plus negative 1 over e to the 0, well, e to the 0 is just 1, so negative 1, that just gives you positive 1, so 0 plus 1, boom, 1. So the correct answer for this problem, this limit or this integral converges to 1. So I pity the fool that don't know how to do this type of problem by hand and simply just relies on their calculator to give them the answer, because who knows, could give you the wrong answer. Peace out. I'll see you later.